Welcome to Blue Shell Travel. Today, we're diving into the most offensive travel behaviors worldwide. You know, those things some people do that make you cringe and whisper, "Please tell me we're not from the same planet." Yeah, we're talking about the ugly tourist. It's all about being aware and respectful, which is where this video comes in. We're going to break down those cringeworthy travel faux pas that can turn a dream vacation into an international incident. So, buckle up, grab your passport, and let's get into it. First up, let's talk about cultural norms. You wouldn't wear a swimsuit to a funeral, right? Well, the same principle applies when traveling. What might be perfectly acceptable in your hometown could be a serious no-no in another culture. For instance, rocking a tank top and shorts to a religious site? Not cool. Different cultures have different dress codes, especially in sacred spaces. Ignoring these custom screams, "I don't care enough to respect your beliefs." And trust me, nobody wants to be that guy. Do your research, pack accordingly, and show some respect. It's not just about avoiding awkward stares, it's about honoring the traditions and values of the places you visit. Plus, blending in a little can actually enhance your travel experience. Next up, we're tackling a global epidemic, littering. Seriously, people, the earth isn't your personal garbage can. Leaving trash behind is just plain disrespectful. Imagine visiting the Great Wall of China and finding it littered. Littering ruins beauty and harms wildlife. Pack a reusable bag, hold onto your trash, and pick up litter. Let's treat it and each other with respect. Let's talk volume control. You're excited to be on vacation, but nobody wants to hear your life story at full volume. They have their own podcast for that. On a bus, in a temple, or at a restaurant, be mindful of your volume. It's about being considerate of those around you. Courtesy makes the journey enjoyable for everyone. Let's talk about over-tourism, that phenomenon where hordes of tourists descend upon a destination, leaving behind more damage than memories. It's great that people want to explore the world, but when a place becomes overrun with tourists, it can strain local resources, harm the environment, and erode the very culture that attracted visitors in the first place. Imagine going to a pristine beach only to find it littered with sunbathers, or visiting a charming village that's now overrun with souvenir shops and tour buses. Consider visiting lesser-known destinations, traveling during the off-season, and supporting local businesses that are committed to sustainable tourism. Remember, it's about preserving these incredible places for generations to come. Picture this. You're walking through a bustling market in a foreign country, soaking in the sights and sounds. Suddenly, a stranger shoves a camera in your face and snaps your picture without asking. Not cool, right? The same goes for when you're traveling. Just because someone lives in a different culture or wears different clothes doesn't make them a tourist attraction. Treat the locals with the same respect you'd want for yourself before you start snapping photos of people, especially in rural or traditional communities. Take a moment to ask for their permission. A simple smile and gesture can go a long way. Remember, it's about treating people with dignity, not treating them like objects in your travel scrapbook. Let's get real for a second. When you're in a foreign country, you're subject to their laws. And trust me, the consequences for breaking those laws can be far more severe than a slap on the wrist. We're talking about things like using or carrying illegal drugs. What might be considered a minor offense back home can land you in serious trouble abroad, including hefty fines, imprisonment, or even worse. So, before you even think about packing anything questionable, do your research. Familiarize yourself with the local laws and customs of the countries you're visiting. Ignorance is not a valid excuse in the eyes of the law. Bargaining. It's a delicate dance, a test of wills, a chance to channel your inner negotiator. But there's a fine line between getting a good deal and being downright disrespectful. In many cultures, haggling is a way of life, a playful back and forth that adds to the shopping experience. But when you're haggling over a few cents, especially in countries where people are struggling to make ends meet, it can come across as insensitive and downright rude. Be respectful, be reasonable, and remember that it's just a few cents. Sometimes it's worth paying a little extra to support local businesses and show that you value their work. Let's talk about communication, or rather miscommunication. It's easy to get frustrated when you're in a foreign country and don't speak the language. But here's the thing. Expecting everyone to speak English is not only unrealistic, but also pretty arrogant. Imagine someone visiting your hometown and expecting everyone to speak their language. Instead of getting flustered, try learning a few basic phrases in the local language. It shows respect and a willingness to engage with the culture. A little patience, understanding, and maybe some hand gestures can go a long way in bridging the language barrier. We all love a good animal encounter, but there's a dark side to animal tourism that often gets overlooked. Those elephant rides, tiger selfies, and dancing monkeys might seem like harmless fun, but they often come at a hidden cost. Many of these animals are kept in inhumane conditions, subjected to cruel training methods, and denied their natural behaviors. So, how can you tell the difference between a responsible animal encounter and a cruel tourist trap? Do your research. Choose activities that allow animals to live in their natural habitats or in sanctuaries that prioritize their well-being. Remember, animals are not props for our entertainment. Let's be responsible travelers and choose experiences that celebrate and protect wildlife, not exploit it. Let's talk about history, or rather, respecting it. Historical sites are more than just pretty backdrops for our Instagram feeds. They're places of significance, filled with stories of triumph and tragedy, innovation and destruction. Imagine visiting a Holocaust memorial and seeing people taking selfies and goofing around. When you visit a historical site, take a moment to learn about its history, reflect on its significance, and appreciate the sacrifices that were made. It's about understanding the context, not just capturing the image. Let's treat it with the respect and reverence it deserves. Thanks for watching. Remember, being a respectful traveler isn't about being perfect. It's about being mindful, considerate, and open to learning from other cultures. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips. Until then, safe travel